Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And that one results in 35 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
That's complete, right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this.
Detroit!
On second down, here's Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! Watch it now, Barney.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. Stopped short, down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get all the way to the end zone. Give him 3 on the gain there, second and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
He's going to get it running right. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll make it third and goal. He'll drop to throw. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. He gets it left side to Johnson. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This quarterback now, only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot!
They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he's got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Working out of the gun. Mayfield dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. And this offense has converted twice already here in this 1st half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot!
4th down, Mayfield. That's Njoku over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard 1st half through the air. It's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The Browns on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot!
Mayfield with it once more. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays, yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Bengals getting set to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll hit. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Browns on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mayfield to throw it. Throw offside complete. It's Johnson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. That
is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They run it again with Chubb. And he's got room. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Still fighting for more. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll try and throw for it here. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A lack of discipline defensively on fourth down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Airing one out. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for two. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a one-score deficit. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Johnson. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game, and with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Second down, Mayfield. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Gone! All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Gone!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
They've been brilliant, perfect on 4th down so far. 3 for 3, and they're going to try again here. Now Mayfield on 4th down. He'll rifle this one deep right. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He'll have the win at his back here in the 4th quarter. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. David Njoku was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down to Mixon on the check down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown, the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Now and this is taken in at the 5. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 2nd touchdown of the after-point conversion away from tying this football game.
Watch it now, Marty, Marty.
Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And that's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First down, Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Leopard! Leopard!
Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Jordan Willis in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Detroit! Detroit! No. Check. Patriot! Patriot! Gun!
Back to throw. Flush to his right. They find some open field here. Pushing his way through. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Switch! Check the backer!
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. This is Ajayi. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? We always talk about compartmentalizing. What is the rule, coach? It's always about 24-hour rule after a game, and then you move on. That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he did knock it through the post, and they end up walking off the field losers.
So for Cleveland, it's a good 5th win for them as they play out the string. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. What's up, the rest. Hey. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that car. I'm dripping.